Taxi killer Uber has taken another step toward world domination by introducing a few new services. Some people love to hate Uber, so I'm sure these two pilot programs will have people fuming. The company's been gobbling up transportation all over. They've already got car services UberX, Uber Black, and SUV, and even Uber Pool for ride sharing. Now they're testing Uber Hop in Seattle, which is kind of a city bus replacement. And in Chicago, Uber Commute, which is like carpooling, which people do a lot in TV commercials, but nobody ever really does. I say, let the company have at it. And I'd go further. I think a small city should try a pilot program and turn over all their public transportation to Uber. See how they do. Something tells me they'd be able to move more people to more places in less time than the government. Now we just need Uber Coffee, Uber Empanada, and of course, Uber Shop Quartet.
Oh, yeah.
When you find you just need to sing Paddlin' Madeline home with three other men of good character and pleasant disposition. Okay, Ben, you know why people hate Uber? Because it's successful. That's why they hate it.
Yes. So I'm not really a big fan of this idea, though. I mean, this is kind of like Uber, but for bad ideas. It's not one of those things that I think is really going to work or be all that much better than the existing
It's
public
like the Crystal
transportation.
Pepsi of Uber.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It kind of is.
Why not? They want you to hop on and hop off.
I think that the more Uber gets away from their original model, the more the kind of utility of it decays. I'm not as excited about this, I don't think. Plus, you have to spend more time around more people, whereas Uber originally was supposed to be allowing you to spend time around fewer people. Which is kind of a thing for me.
That's why I've seen Uber Pool on my phone, and it says Uber Pool, it's cheaper, click here, and I think, I don't want to get in a car with anybody.
Yes.
So this is the exact reason why you take Uber. I want a box, too, if I'm going to take this new service that says introvert. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, do you say that? You can tell your driver, Silencio.
That's rude.
It is?
That's very rude.
Always talk to your driver.
I always say, look, I got to read
You can also say it in English.
I know. Wait, they know that? You don't have to.
You've been drinking too much Crystal Pepsi, man.
So I don't have to say aeropuerto when I'm going flying somewhere? Okay. Joanne, you probably use Uber to get around town. It's great in New York City. But I commend them for trying things. They're using the United States as their laboratory.
Oh, of course, and you want to try new things, especially if you can make money off of it, and if there's demand for it, then yes. What scares me about Uber Commute and why I would never use it is the same thing as picking up a hitchhiker. It truly is. You don't see someone's credentials before they get in the car. And Uber says, you know, we'll put the GPS tracking on. Yeah. We can do the two-way. You rate the ride and the passenger and the driver. But that doesn't help you from being attacked inside of your car. So I just get very nervous for that. And I don't anticipate that would really happen much, but I watch a lot of, crime TV.
Yeah, but what about the Uber drivers? You're getting in with those drivers anyway. You don't know them any more than you know the carpooler.
That's their livelihood.
Yeah, so
that's their job. You're not being paid to do Uber Commute.
Yeah, but when you want to steal a car, like you can just go down the list and just say cancel until you get the one that you want. So it's
is that what you do? Do you profile your driver?
Do you?
No. You profile the car.
I see.
It's like, no, this is a Honda, another, Toyota, and then, there's a Mercedes.
Honda?
Well, when you're looking for a car to steal.
Oh, to steal, yes.
Yeah.
Not
I see, yes. Now, Sam, I was making a joke about Uber Empanada, but they do have Uber Eats here in New York. Yeah. They're delivering food. It's fantastic. I like what they're doing.
They're trying to take over the government.
Yeah, why not?
Nobody has, no private company has directly competed. They're obviously trying to take out all public transportation.
I'd love it.
They're going to open a post office next.
Oh, there it goes. I think that's the next to go.
No more lines?
So if you needed, defense, would you Uber some police officers? And what if the country did? Would you Uber the Marines?
You guys always go to the defense, don't you?
Who's you guys?
You guys.
Who is you guys?
You guys who sit in that chair.
Oh my gosh, this is genius. Uber, but for Northrop Grumman. You could just come in and completely replace the defense superstructure. Yeah, just on-demand tanks.
This is Uber's mission, and they won't say it, but they are trying to overthrow the government, and we are going to be dependent on a private company like Uber. And then we're all in a lot of trouble.
Why are we in trouble? We've already proven over and over that private companies do things better than
not when they're in charge of us.
Well, look, if they're in charge of getting us from one place to another, it's the profit motive. Ben, I think you're going to support me on this.
Yes.
A private company would run our buses better than our cities, wouldn't it?
I think they would run virtually everything better than. The profit motive there is just always going to be a bigger factor, and I think that that's a situation that would be beneficial. And frankly, I have a lot more problems with the current national security superstructure being less responsive, shall we say, to the Constitution and to people's needs than a private company like Uber.
Uber doesn't have a constitution. Am I right, guys?
They
That's
don't.
the point.
But
Yes.
Katie, you're a technologist. You believe in this stuff, don't you?
The technologist?
You're a technologist.
But at the end of the day, regardless of what point you just made, I don't want to sit next to you in an Uber.
Yeah.
That's the bottom
And I'm fine
line.
with that.
No offense, nothing. I want
No,
my
that's all
own
right.
ride.
That's
I'm
all right.
Are you
offended.
kidding me?
Yeah.
He was voted most likely to want to share an Uber with.
But before she's a technologist, she's an agoraphobic, and that's what we have to remember.
Okay.
And they're getting smaller, and I must say, I do love Uber, but they're getting a little bit more like the cabs of yesteryear, right?
Well, did you ever take a Lyft? The whole premise of that company is you have to be social and chatty and make friends.
You meet people.
Oh my gosh.
Pink mustaches. It's a lot of fun.
Deleted that app in like 3 days.
All right, coming up.